it's Dawn from Indigo Bohemian Art, and today I have for you a sandwich pour, and I've done it in almost primary colors. And I mixed up so much paint that I had leftovers and enough on the table to scrape up and do a sink strainer pour. So it's like a two for today. So stay tuned and see how it happened. Hey, it's Dawn. Today I've got a 12 by 24 canvas to work on, and we're going to do a sandwich pour. Now the reason we call it a sandwich pour is because we're going to sandwich the colors we're using between white paint and our flip cup. And I'll tell you about the paints as I'm pouring them today. I did one in primary colors a little while ago, but today I wanted to do it a little bit differently. So I have metallic cobalt blue plus aqua green, or is it turquoise? It'll be in the description below. I've mixed them together to make this color that's not quite blue. I am using old gold and Craftsmart gold metallic as my yellow off primary color. And then I've mixed deep magenta and bright magenta for a medium magenta instead of red. So all these colors are just off of primary colors. And I'm going to layer them twice in this cup before I put the white on top. Now each of these three colors have about a half a squirt of OGX coconut milk hair serum in them, because I find that product really gives good cells. And that's what I'm looking for in this particular painting, is I want a lot of cells. And on top of this, I mixed this paint about a half an hour ago, and I left it to sit. So the OGX silicone dimethicone can do whatever it wants to do in the cup, whether it moves through it or whatever. But I'm hoping to get some really good cells. So the easiest way to do a flip cup, if you don't have paint on your canvas, is to flip your canvas over on top of the cup. I'm just adjusting the cups that I have, lifting it off the paper here. And yes, I've reused this paper. I just flipped it over because why waste it, right? Okay, here we go. I'm going to flip this over. And I think I'll take the white and I'll pour it around it and spread a little bit over the canvas just so the paint can move a little better. If you've watched fluid pour painting for any length of time, you will know that a wet canvas allows the paint to move a little better, and it doesn't destroy the patterns that are forming. Put just a little bit more on here, close to the cup. So like I said, this paint is sat for about half an hour, so I think I can probably go ahead and flip this over shortly. The dimethicone has done whatever it's going to do in the cup already, so I'll just slide it here a little bit, and whoa, there we go. That's actually quite a lot of paint that was in this cup, so it looks like it wants to run to the top and the bottom already. I don't think my table is as level as it should be, but oh, look at all the cells forming already. Kind of cool. Well, I'm going to tilt this. And because there's so much paint on it, I don't think this is going to be a very long video, mainly because this paint's going to move quick. So I think we'll just do the four-corner technique. We'll just go in order. Just going to try to catch the paint so I don't lose quite so much off the corner while trying to cover the corner. And tilt it back. Look at those cells stretching. They're getting bigger. It's very pretty. I had mixed my magenta and blue paints a little bit thicker than normal, hoping that the gold wouldn't sink into them. Sometimes your metallic paints are a little heavier and they will sink into the other paints, which can cause some pretty neat cells or lacing, but your gold might disappear because it ends up underneath the other paint. So I mixed them thicker, hoping the gold would stay on top, and it looks like that's what's happening here, so yay me, it worked. Just trying to tip it a little, or tilt it a little slower this time, mainly because we don't want all this paint running off before we get the rest of the canvas covered. That's 3 corners, and yeah. It's not going to take long to get this other one done because, like I said, there's a lot of paint on this canvas. And there we go. I'm going to tip it back, have a look. Oh, we'll just move that heavy paint back to the middle. I don't think it needs a whole lot more tilting. It's looking pretty good if you ask me. I am just amazed at the cell action that's happened in this painting. And I'm thinking that's because I let the paint mature with the coconut oil serum in it. So that's kind of cool, eh? So, like I said before, all these colors I've used are just a little bit off primary, like 1 shade off of primary. And yeah, it's made for a very interesting painting. Just amazed at the cells I got here. Wow, that's pretty cool. I don't think I need to do much more. I think I'll hit it with the torch only because we might be able to get a little bit more cell action. I'm just knocking the heavy paint off the back. As I've explained before, we don't want that heavy paint pulling your pattern off the front. Okay, where is my torch? 1 moment, please. Here we go. All right, I'm not really getting much more than tiny, tiny bubbles popping here, so I don't know that we're going to get much more cell action, but we have all kinds of it already. So yeah, this has been really neat. I like this painting. All right, well, I'm not going to play with it anymore. I'm going to let it sit for a few, and then I will come back and do a close-up and show you just how pretty it is. I'll be right back. And here is our close-up. Do you see these cells? That is just amazing. And cells within cells, lots of beautiful colors. The paints were thick enough. They didn't make a whole lot of secondary or tertiary colors, but that's okay. This corner's kind of funky. I like that. I am very pleased with how this turned out. And because I used so much paint, there is a whole bunch of it underneath the painting. So I am going to do a little something with it. I'll be right back to show you. Okay, I'm back. I took what paint was left over in my 4 cups, as well as taking a spatula, and I scooped it all off of the craft paper that's protecting my table. And I did a sink strainer pour with it. So yeah, there's a great big mess on my table now. And because the paint is thick, I'm giving it some time to do its thing in the sink strainer. But I will come back momentarily and show you how this pour turned out. And here we have a funky flower strainer pour picture. I really like the way it turned out, even though some of the colors were muddy from scraping them off the craft paper. But I got 2 paintings out of the paint that I mixed up, so I'm glad I didn't waste the paint. And I got 2 really nice paintings today. So, thank you so much for watching. Hit subscribe so you don't miss my future videos. And you have a great day. Bye for now.